welcome back to the channel. Yeah. Welcome back, folks. It is a stormy evening here in the Philippines, and we are going to review this should have been reviewed last Thursday, but we gave away the dead end, so we are now going to take a look and review SS86 Ironhide. So yeah, this one came like earlier this week, but you know, we had to give away to the dead end. So let's talk about this guy right here. So we have a Voyager class Ironhide, and you know, just to get that out of the way, I really don't feel that he is Voyager-like. Although a lot of people have been putting in the in the comments, like in our group and in other Transformers groups, that it's really because of the transformation and the intricacies of the how he transforms from robot to vehicle mode and all of that. But I really don't think that is a good reason to call this figure as a Voyager. First off, let's have a very quick size comparison with the other Ironhide that I currently have in my stash. I do not have the Earthrise, but I do have the Siege, and just let's try to get them all straightened out. So there's no, because people might say that, oh well, you have it all spread out and he's he's in an action pose. So let's try to make it really like they're standing normally. And as you can see, the head of the Siege Ironhide is a lot taller. Like he's taller from this mohawk section, or that crest right there, and the shoulders are just really even higher on this one. Now, of course, this is a lot heavier and this is a lot lighter, because this is a deluxe, but they're pretty much deluxe size to me. And there you go. So let's take a look at that. Now, I didn't really get the Earthrise one because honestly, when I saw it, there was that shield section and I wasn't really a big fan of that, and the transformation had that exposed feet down the back, and that was just really a big turn off for me. I didn't really like that, so I stuck with my Siege. And then when I saw this, like, hey, maybe let's give that a try, because he looks pretty flush. There was really no kibble showing or like extra parts showing that it was not transformed correctly, or it could have been like a design error. So we got SS86 right here. Now, what I do like about this figure is that you have this really nice clear chest right here. So this is all, this one also has a clear chest, but it's not blue. They could have gone with that if they used the blue with the Ratchet figure and placed it there. So I've been trying to find a way to replace that. I know some people in our group, like TF Generation 0, mentioned that you could just really, I think it was Savior, was that you? I'm not sure, but you could color that and just use the Tamiya paint, clear Tamiya blue, to change it. But I'm not really going to risk it, because lately I've been pretty busy, and I tried doing some customization on some Gunpla and some Transformers, and it didn't really turn out right because I was rushing things, as the day job has been eating most of my time. So anyway, really nice color, very different. This is a lot darker, this is a lot lighter. Another thing was that you have a very brighter red. This is more of a maroon, and this one's really a bright red. To my eyes, that is. Again, I'm having some color problems when I look at things, but you tell me. I mean, if my camera is doing justice, that could be a very bright red. Accessory wise, a lot of people say, well, he's a Voyager because he has accessories. Well, I don't think that this would count as enough accessories, because they're just two guns, and that's not really something. I mean, that's a totally lazy excuse if you tell me that the Transformer is deluxe size and it's actually a Voyager because they gave it two guns. This has a bigger gun and it's a deluxe. Other than that, really great articulation. That's another thing that's a plus on this. You have thigh swivels, you have waist articulation, you have that rotating arm section. Not a big fan of that design though, that accordion type thing that you got right there, but it really helps with the articulation. Rotating fist, love that action. There is no swivel going on from here because they already have it here, so that's pretty cool too. Head, there you go. And the back part is pretty okay because this reminds me of the back section of the Classics Optimus Prime. That section right there, it folds, so that's pretty good. I like that. Compared to this, it's pretty hollow, so he wins on that, you know, that section right there. Ankle tilts are very much present. There you go. Like any modern Transformer that we have seen lately. Face sculpt. The face is, I would say it's a little too nice. It's he looks like a good boy, like a very friendly Autobot. I would have really gone more with this. I like the face sculpt on this guy. Very serious, very what do you call this? Yeah, looks like Ironhide means business with the Siege, but this one he's like, you know, very earth friendly. It's like he's gonna befriend some humans, and you know, not really a big fan of that. Maybe it's too plain. I would wanted if they would had that chin right there. That would have really been something. Although we know that we don't really have that, but aesthetically, you know, they could have just gone with some artistic liberty to make it a little more mature or more meaner. There you go. He is a weapons expert anyway, so like that's pretty cool. Anywho, let's go to the wheels. Wheels, look at that, very nice wheels right there. Doesn't look cheap. And let's now compare. We already got that compared. SS86 Ironhide with some SS86 figures. We're going to talk about this a little later. So here is Jazz. He's deluxe and he's pretty small. So that's cool. I like that. And here is Mirage from the Siege. He's also smaller, which is okay. I mean, we've seen that in the video. We've seen that in the cartoons, that our Ironhide is pretty big compared to some other Autobot. Now here is Legacy Skids. There we go. He's also pretty bigger than that. And of course, let's have him compared to something that was at his leader, but to me is supposed to be the size of the Voyager. And here is the main man, Optimus Prime. So there we go. Prime and Ironhide. Really thought that they were the best buds, but ended up, you know, killing Ironhide in the movie. Too bad. And why don't we bring his killer into the fold? Let's, one of my faves, let's bring Mighty Megatron. Here is Siege Megatron. And you can see he is very small. Right there. Such heroic nonsense. There you go. Alright, so let's put him there. Now, like what I said, it's really weird why people would call him the Voyager. Again, it's just really me. I guess it's just really to each his own why I would consider something as a Voyager. Now, this is my favorite, and I would consider as the epitome of being a Voyager. I mean, this is Classics Prime right here. We recently reviewed this guy together with the backpack for the Battle Roller. And this is really great because the transformation, the intricacies of the transformation is really something that a Voyager would. The size is there, the accessories, and if you even think about it, you know, just explaining that Ironhide, SS86 Ironhide is a Voyager because of these two things would just really be a joke, because they also have, this guy right here would have 2 weapons, and the weapons actually transform. These are just plain weapons. So what's up with that? Okay, let's put that away and let's just talk about, maybe it's not about that. It's just really about hard this is to transform. Well, look at this. This is considered as a Voyager. He's not hard to transform. He's actually very plain looking, but he's considered as a Voyager. The size difference is just really there. So I really think that it was just really something that has been going on lately with Hasbro, and calling different sizes as what they feel fit to be. But we're not really complaining. We're just really, you know, airing out our ideas and our opinions about that, because at the end of the day, you would still buy this thing and you would still want to get it. I bought it because I really think that I would place it in robot mode together with these other figures right here. In robot mode, mind you, because we're going to take a quick pause right now and let's transform SS86 Ironhide into his vehicle mode. We'll be right back. Alrighty folks, and we're back, and let's get SS86 Ironhide transformed into his vehicle mode. So what I like to do is I just really go with the toes or the feet, because that's pretty much the obvious thing. Now, something to point out, a lot of the parts for SS86 Ironhide, you know, they're made up of clear plastic, and this actually just, you know, it just gets removed so easily. I was so disappointed by that, because clear plastic has very prone to breakage, and I'm not a big fan of that. So I'm going to show you something a little later. So first thing you want to do is just open these panels like so, and then take out these panels from the shins, and what you want to do now is just bring this whole assembly up like that, and then just it will hit that shin right there, and then you can then put it like so. Just close that section and just do the same thing right here. Just bring that whole assembly up and then close this section, and then now what you can do is you can sandwich this together with those sections. Now some people would actually put the guns in between. I'm not going to do that. That's just, you know, something that we can do, but I'm not going to do it. So the next thing you want to do is, before you sandwich that, is just open this section right here, and then just close that. Just peg that. Oh my goodness. This is the other thing that I didn't like about this. It's just like, it's so hard to tab these in. And now you're pretty much done with, because you have to flip this section. Another thing, look at that. That's pure clear plastic, and that's a metal pin. One wrong move and that's going to break. Clear plastic is very brittle, and that thing is very dangerous. So not a big fan of that move right there. So you're pretty much halfway through the transformation right here. Next thing you want to do is just really take out the back part right here. So just bring this bumper down, and then what I like to do is just really pull this out. I was really afraid that I might break it because it didn't sound like it was safe. Another reason is because this is clear plastic again right here. So many clear plastic parts, and this is that thing that I mentioned earlier, that it reminds me of SS86 Jazz, which is composed of pretty much a lot of clear plastic, which is a very dangerous thing because that's prone to breakage. Now what you want to do here is that this thing is folded, this part right here, you want to unfold that, and this is what I wanted to show you guys. It's already cracking because we will tab this in place later, and then, you know, just push that in, and I tried forcing it because it wasn't tabbing in place, and then when I tried it out, boom, it cracked. So most likely I will be transforming this only several times, and I'll keep it in robot mode. So as you saw that, I tucked the head in like so, and you can then just bring that section right here. Now this is double join it, so you can just unconnect that and just rotate this section out. It's just gonna rotate that with just enough space as it rolls with the wheels, and then you can bring this down like so, and then just bring this bumper section up, so you now have the back and the front part of the van. So the next thing you want to do right here is just take this section and then just bring that there, right, and then do the same thing right here, bring this, and then these two will snap in place. Okay, and what you want to do now is just fold the fists. You have to angle it in a way that it would tab in that section right there, that looks like it's angled. You see that angle, folks? Okay, and then and all you have to do now is just bring this section and close it. Now it's going to tab right there, this little thing. It's going to go there, and do the same thing with the other side. Oh, goodness, this is just really the problem. So this is the problem that I had earlier. You can't seem to squeeze that in. That's the best that I could do. Try to tab that, and then just push this inward. Now, as I push, you heard it click, and that's much that I could do with that. So again, probably just my copy, but when you get yours, hopefully it's better. But this is the van mode right there. Let's put it there. Rolls well, like it. I thought that it would not because of this little section right here, but it does roll well, which is fantastic. Very true to the G1. I like that. It's a nice little van. Love the chrome, love the bumper. Nice clear plastic for the windshield. Not a big fan that there was no clear plastic here, but I guess that's just really something that they had to do. There is no way for you to put this anywhere as like a weapon of some sort, which was like a little drawback for me. It would have been fantastic if the weapons would be there or somewhere here. I don't know, but you would just really sometimes hide that here like that, which is, yeah, that works, but what about this? So not a fan of that, not a fan. And definitely not a fan of this section right here. It's okay. It's very compact. I like that it's not a parts former, although I have no problem with parts forming. I like parts forming. The winner right here is that there was no exposed feet. Like the Earthrise one was just really terrible because it had like that booster kind of thing. And then you have to get that third-party accessory to make it more flush. Now, comparison with this guy right here, very different. Very G1, very Earth-looking van, very Cybertronian van, but I think they have both their charms. I would still keep this. It's still my go-to Ironhide. And like what my friend mentioned in our group, he mentioned that he's still sticking with Siege because he thinks that Siege is one of the best lines that came out from the Transformers. So I would agree with that. Shout out to Bojo. Yeah, so I like the wheels. They did not disappoint with that. It does not look cheap. This one looks cheap. And yeah, so it's a great thing. And this is possibly going to be like sirens or warning lights for what do you call this, an ambulance soon, because it's not far off that we're going to see a Ratchet version of this in the future. So that's a big possibility. So there you go. Really good looking van, but not a perfect one because of these flaws, and we don't know where to put this thing. So we're going to take a final pause, come back, transform this guy back into his robot mode, and let's have our final say. We'll be right back. Alright, Alright, we're back, folks, and we have Ironhide back in his robot mode together with his girlfriend, Chromia. I think they look great together. I mean, although I think my Chromia right here is starting to yellow, and that's really one of the things that's been bugging me with the plastic from Hasbro lately. Everything's just going yellow. So they look good in size together. Since considering Chromia as a female Autobot warrior, so yeah, hello Ironhide, so hi. That is something that I always wanted to have, just have a good partner for this version of Chromia, and I think we got a good one right here with SS86, so they look fantastic. We're gonna put Chromia aside, and let's focus on our boy Ironhide right here. So Ironhide, SS86 Ironhide, I really think he is, a mixed bag. It's not really something that I would consider and accept that he is Voyager, just because how many folds and how many flips that you have to do with his transformation. But I really think that he should have been priced at a deluxe. He is a little expensive to get, but other than that, no other bells and whistles, no accessories, just two guns, just some pretty fancy way to transform him. And they could have gone a different route with that. I wouldn't mind if you transform him to something a little more simple in this kind of version, as long as the van would still look Earth-like, and of course there would be no exposed feet down the back. Definitely that ER was using a retool of the Siege, that's why the feet was still exposed. Now they could have gone that route, but just really tucked the feet in, and that would have been a problem. That would have been great. Size-wise, if you partner him with the rest of the other Autobots that you have in your collection, he's not really that big. I mean, he's big, but he's not super tall, and this would still be considered, again, they said that this is a leader class, this would still be considered as the Voyager class for me. Other than that, I really think that it's okay for you to get the figure. You just have to be really, really careful, because most of the section, especially this chest area and that part that I showed you earlier, is purely clear plastic, and that will crack eventually. And I just dread the thought of transforming this again over and over and possibly breaking it because of the stress that you bring when you try to push that back section to the front part, so that you can have that van mode in a very sleek and flush transformation. So that's just really dangerous. Overall, I think I would give Ironhide, SS86 Ironhide, just a 7. It's not something special. It's okay to have. It's not something that you would really go gaga over. It's a nice addition to your collection. But if you have a better Ironhide, like your ER with the upgrade kit, you can stick with that. I mean, I'm cool with that. I didn't get it because of that shield, and I didn't really want to spend an arm and a leg to get those accessories like the add-ons. But yeah, this came in the mail, so I had the opportunity to get it, and I might go ahead and take a stab at reviewing it, and there we go. So that's pretty much it for us. If you have been liking the videos and you have been subscribing, we thank you so much. And if you haven't subscribed now, click on that subscribe button. We really, really appreciate all of you subscribing, and we are very thankful. So we are going to continue with our Transformers review. We have still a lot of things down in the pipeline, but that's pretty much it for us today. Remember, folks, from all are one. Peace out. Rock and roll.